Thunderworks makes parts for the new Indian motorcycles right here in America. This video will show you how we cast the aluminum adapter brackets for the floorboards for the Indian Scout. We buy the floorboards already made and bring them into our shop to cast the aluminum brackets. We have designed wooden masters, and they are placed into a sand casting mold. The red sand is basically sand with some other chemicals, basically kitty litter, that makes it real sticky. This video has been sped up and a few steps left out to make it easier to grasp the concept in just a few minutes. Care must be taken to press the sand very tightly around the wooden masters, and also to create a parting seam that will enable you to pull the wooden masters out before the aluminum is poured in. The surface of the first half of the mold is smoothed out with the back of a spoon. Then baby powder is applied to create a layer between the two halves of the sand mold so it can be pulled apart without them sticking to each other. Next, the other half of the mold is assembled by placing a box frame and putting more sand in and packing it down very tightly around the remaining half of the wooden masters. The final step involves putting a wooden plug in place to create a pouring hole for the molten aluminum. Once that is completed, the mold must be carefully separated and the wooden masters removed. The pouring holes are cleaned out so the aluminum can go in there easily and any debris is blown out. Then, by wiggling the wooden masters a little bit, you can get them to pull out and leave the cavity. So you now have two cavities that, when joined together, form the complete part you're trying to cast. Meanwhile, we have been feeding scraps of aluminum into the kiln and baking it to a temperature of 1450 degrees Fahrenheit. Aluminum melts about 1250, but we like to do it a little bit hotter so it won't cool down while you're pouring it. You have to pour fairly quickly because aluminum starts turning hard immediately. After letting it cool for about an hour, the parts can be pulled out of the sand as they are now firm. Once the castings come out, you have to trim off any extra aluminum, sand them and shape them and get them to fit. In the next step, the brackets are fitted into a mock-up of the Scout mounting bracket, and the holes are marked and drilled so that the bolts will be in the right position. Once the brackets have been cleaned up and the holes drilled, next they are powder coated. This is a simple process of spraying a black powder all over it, the part, as it's electrically charged. Then it's placed in an oven and baked for 450 degrees for about 25 minutes. Last, the brackets are double checked to make sure everything is in the right place and the floorboards function properly. So if you need a nice set of floorboards for your Indian Scout, they're available at Indianaftermarket.com. Thanks for watching.